Tonight, we are pleased to honor Jamie Ewing. Jamie is a teacher and a media specialist in the Mountain View Elementary School in the Highline School District. This past year, Jamie partnered with MOHAI to create an entirely new program for his 5th grade class based on the belief that our region's history of innovation belongs in every classroom and with every child. He worked with MOHAI to explore that story with his kids in Mountain View, and then empowered those students to tackle a challenge in their own world, inspired by what they learned. And they took on a big challenge: personal and community safety, an issue that was on the very cutting edge of their lives. They prototyped their inventions at our partner Maker House in Fremont, and then they came back to the museum to share those inventions right here and put them on display alongside all the other innovations, big and small, that have shaped our world. Jamie is the kind of teacher who is making a real difference in kids' lives and in building a community where every child is an indispensable member of a creative community. To help me present tonight's award, I would like you to welcome to the stage Javier Garcia and Valerie Tran from the Mountain View Elementary School. Come on out, guys. I saw you guys on stage a few months ago. They came up with some awesome innovations. I mean, like wearable technology, these guys did it. And you made me realize how exciting the world is going to be when you're in charge. So I'm looking forward to that history that you're going to make. But right now, I'd like you to join me in presenting the 2014 MOHAI Educator of the Year Award to your teacher and a hero to MOHAI and all of us tonight, Jamie Ewing.
I'm honored to be standing here for so many reasons. To be surrounded by so much history, heroes that have led so many innovations, and ideas that continue to spark new wonders. And I'm honored to be joined by 2 of my students. It wasn't long ago, okay, it doesn't feel like it was long ago, when I was their age. Full of wonder, eager to learn, and let's be honest, I'm pretty sure I was that student that learned it all the wrong time. Taking learning into my own hands. And museums held a special place in my heart and that learning experience. When I was a kid growing up in North Carolina, museums were an escape for me. An escape to a world that I didn't even know existed yet. An escape I did. Whenever I could, I would get my mother to drive me down to the mall, because that's what you do in North Carolina. But I would have her drop me off at one end of the mall, and I would race down to the other end of the mall and get on a city bus. And take it downtown. And being a country boy, downtown was the place that I was forbidden to go. And it wasn't the danger about being downtown that ignited my escape, it was the museums. I actually ran off to the museums thinking I was being all dangerous. Only to find out years later that my mother knew it all along, and actually there were times where she was like a car or two behind across the wall, as mothers do. But the world of museums ignited a fire in me, just as those amazing teachers that I had ignited that same spark. And I knew in high school that I really wanted to become a teacher, an educator that created that spark. So naturally, I became a clothing designer. Transport forward many years later, and I find myself standing here as that educator, an educator that truly believes in igniting that spark. This past year, I got a chance to collaborate with an amazing team here at MOHAI and a team at Maker House. Did we ever ignite a spark? So much so that when my students were presenting in this very room, I stood in the very back and stared in awe at my own students, thinking, what have you done with my students? Because I was completely certain that aliens had abducted my kids and replaced them with little geniuses. And these little geniuses will grow up to be big geniuses. The type of geniuses whose very work will someday be in this very building. Because I know this, because I see it every day. I see them ignite their own spark to learn. There's a student in my class last year who's a special ed student and struggles with language barriers as English, like a lot of my students, is not her first language. And when I talked to her, I asked her why the work we're doing was so important to her. She looked me straight in the eye and said, "I feel smart." That student is now reading at grade level, making huge gains in math, and will most likely exit out of special ed this year because she has the confidence to learn, a confidence that she learned and gained right here. This student was given the chance to feel smart. I mentioned that I'm honored for so many reasons to be here, and those are the reasons that I'd like to dedicate this award to my students, because they are my real heroes in my world. And together I know that we can ignite a world of learners where every student gets a chance to say, "I feel smart." Thank you.
How about that? And give it up for the students for being here, too. Fun. What I love about hearing Jamie speak is you're not going to get to meet all of the students, of course, whose lives are impacted by the generosity that you're about to be a participant in. But you can see and hear that it really will make a difference in their lives. They will remember your gift tonight for the rest of their lives.